Hello guys, Nizzy here. So in today's video, we'll be talking about some big news that came from Larian about Baldur's Gate 3. So they decided to drop one last community update before the game launch, and it's an awesome one. By the way, before we continue, please consider clicking the like and subscribe button to be updated of new content. And in case you hear some weird noises like revving engines and people talking in loud voices, please bear with me. Those are just perpetrators wanting some attention. It's just a part of the life of a targeted individual. I guess they want to be included in the video. Anyway, let's get on with it. So let's read through it. Committee Update 22 Powerful Mind Flayer. We hope you've printed your lawyer approved special dispensation form to explain your mysterious absence from work on August 3rd to your boss. So this is kind of funny, although that's not, that doesn't really stray far from the mark because we all know Baldur's Gate 3 is very popular and people might really get some time off work to play and play on launch. So after 6 years in the making, Baldur's Gate 3's PC launch is right around the corner, and we couldn't have gotten without you. So let's have one last committee update. All right. So wield the powerful mind flayer. When we announced and launched Baldur's Gate 3's early access back in 2020, we ran with the line, "Mysterious abilities are awakening inside you, drawn from a mind flayer parasite planted deep within your brain." So yeah, I remember this because I bought the game almost to the day that they released it in early access, and they were not. It was all about mind players, basically. The story, that the story will be about mind players. It will be revolving around them. And since we really never expanded on what that meant mechanically, we hinted right from the get-go that mind players would be a central pillar in our story, but which we've explored many times since. But now it's time to explore how it ties into the RPG system of Baldur's Gate 3. So yeah, so before they said that the Illithids would be a big part of the fluff or of the backstory of the theme, but now they will show us how they are expressed in terms of the game's mechanics in the game system. While these creatures may be a source of great power, all they offer comes with a cost. It's not surprising. As the parasite's host, you must make a choice. Will you resist the powers and the corruption that comes with them, or will you embrace them, risking your body, mind, and soul to save the realms or destroy them? Okay, so this is where it comes interesting. I've just read a couple of paragraphs after this, but even on the first time I read this, because this is like my fourth take. That's why. Anyway, on the first time that I read it, it appeared to me that it seemed to me that they would be that they would be letting the players play as an illithid, which would be a bit far from what I would have expected. I mean, I would have expected them to give the players an option to use some Illithid powers, but it seems from this introductory paragraph, it seems like they're going to allow the players to be Illithids per se, or some sort of hybrid. Let's see if I'm right. If your desire for power outweighs your concern for the well-being of anyone else, or if you simply think psionic levitation would be a really neat party trick, then Illithid powers may be for you. Illithid powers are a hidden skill tree used to enhance your command over your newfound Illithid capabilities. Okay, so it's a skill tree. It's that is how it will be manifested in at least in UI terms. Those who wish to harness the parasite's power must first find more of these parasites throughout the Forgotten Realms. Some can be located inside jars and pools and breath. So wait a minute. They want us to find some more tadpoles. I thought the main idea was to get them out of your brain or just become an illithid, as the introductory paragraph seems to imply. But no, you are gonna actually find these tadpoles, and what are you gonna do with them? The skulls of the and then you must consume them. All right, so okay, now this has just taken an unexpected turn. Each parasite consumed unlocks one new Illithid power within a skill tree of 25 powerful Mind Flayer inspired abilities, completely separate to the options you have when you level up in the traditional sense. So, okay, so the way I'm understanding this is you have your normal D&D progression, level progression of a class. Then in parallel to that, you'll have the skill tree powered by the consumption of the tadpoles. Amazing. These are divided into 5 branches themed around manipulation, health restoration, psionics, abilities that can inflict immense damage, and torment enemies to gradually weaken them over time. All right, so immediately what comes to mind is they're explicitly going to show that they have 5 branches in this tree. So I hope, because it's too early to tell now, of course, we have to see and play the game, but I hope that the distinction between those branches are significant enough to that choosing one over the other would be meaningful. And I covered this actually in one of my videos when I explained what makes a good RPG. Some abilities can be used to control those around you, pushing them to say things in a dialogue they would otherwise not. So this is great because it's not just a combat abilities, but even in your role play, you can use it can be influenced by your Illithid abilities. Others endow you with the power to push and pull enemies like ragdolls during battle. Okay, yeah, that's not surprising. And you can even become a displacer beast. Oh, all right. Is this because of the D&D movie? So what will the Druid say? Their thunder's being stolen. Anyway, the deeper you go through the Illithid skill tree, the more powers you'll discover, but nothing comes without cost. Without your companions, you can consume parasites to gain their powers. Okay, while your companions can also consume parasites to gain their powers, not everyone in your party will agree to it. Okay, yeah, that's to be expected. So things can also get a bit more complicated, but we won't spoil it. That's for you to discover. So is that another weird intimate scene? Anyway, announcing Baldur's Gate 3's Twitch drops. All right, so here's one thing that's everyone's favorite: Twitch drops. As you may know, Baldur's Gate 3 has audience interactivity on Twitch, as well as a few options to make them streamer friendly. But what about the audience? We can now earn exclusive Baldur's Gate 3 loot while simultaneously supporting your favorite streamers as they play Baldur's Gate 3. Check out the Baldur's Gate 3 Twitch drops. Alright, so starting August 3rd at 9 a.m. PDT. Is PDT Pacific time? I have to check. And ending in August 17th at 9 a.m. When you watch 2 hours of Baldur's Gate 3 on Twitch, you'll earn the camp clothing set. Alright. This actually looks good in a draw because it's color violet. I hope they would expand on. They would bring in Drizzt in a future DLC. Do you have Do you have helmet hair that just won't quit? Helmet hair, sore shoulders from sleeping in your pauldrons. Change out of your armor and get cozy in your camp clothes. Okay, it's like pajamas for camping, for sleeping out in the wild. So this regal set of Twitch purple finery is sure to smell better than the breeches you pulled out of that goblin. I would hope so. The camp clothing set includes the 4 items: Chatterbox tabard, Streamhopper's loafers, Periwinkle undergarments, and Chandler's trunks. Alright, that's cool. Meet the phenomenal extended cast of Baldur's Gate 3. Last week, we revealed our third and final villain of Baldur's Gate 3, joining J.K. Simmons and Jason Isaacs in an unholy triumvirate of evil. Orin the Red is voiced by the evil iconic Maggie Robertson. Alright, but the cast of Baldur's Gate 3 is much bigger than the terrible trio you've seen in some of our recent trailers.
I hear footsteps trip-trapping on the Murder Lord's stone.
Orin is affectionately unhinged. You don't know when she's going to pop up. You don't know in what form she's going to be. She's incredibly tricksy and uses all of her wiles to get what she wants.
Set my flesh to your unholy purpose!
One of the physical aspects that I really wanted to integrate with Orin was her relationship with her blades, her weapons. She has a very intimate relationship with them. They feel real and personified to her. To be considered even in the same realm, much less share scenes with J.K. Simmons and Jason Isaacs, who play General Ketherick Thorm and Gortash, was such an honor, and it was so inspiring and exciting to see their work in this game and experience how our characters come together in the scenes we share to create this unholy, evil triumvirate.
His crypt breath sings to my sinews again.
Orin is a very disturbing figure in Baldur's Gate 3. She really takes the players on quite a journey, so I hope that they sit back and enjoy the ride and let me know all of their terrifying thoughts.
So today we wanted to shine the spotlight on our talented extended cast. The world of Baldur's Gate 3 is brought to life by many talented voice actors who bring incredible performances to each role, whether it's a supporting character, a narrator, or a circus ringmaster, necromancer, or drag queen. If you've already played Early Access, you'll recognize the dulcet tones of Amelia Tyler. I hope I'm not butchering the name, who returns from her role voicing Melody in Divinity Original Sin 2 to take on the role of narration in Baldur's Gate 3. Also returning from DOS2 is Brian Bowles. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Who will play Celeritas Fell. That's an awesome name. The vile and loyal servants of the Dark Urge. If you played Blood in Baldur's Gate 3, in Baldur's Gate, you'll recognize his voice from the video shorts that bookend the tale? Alright. Actor Vinegar Strokes, known for her role in the West End musical Everybody's Talking About Jamie in the first season of RuPaul's Drag Race UK, plays Lucretius, the proud leader of an extraplanar circus filled with mummies, redcaps, jinn, dryads, elementals, you name it. Yeah, it's an amazing circus troupe. You name it, she's got it. She loves red wine, denying her employees paid holidays, and strives to be, above all else, utterly fabulous. Alright. Okay, so Sophia Nomvet, fresh from her role in Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, takes on the role of Captain Grizzly, a former pirate who retired from the life terrorizing the Sea of Swords to become the proud owner of Blushing Mermaid, one of the roughest taverns in Baldur's Gate. They will be joined by the likes of Doug Cockle. I hope I'm not butchering it. The voice of Geralt of Rivia in the game series The Witcher. Oh, alright. Now we're talking. And Abigail Thorne of the fantastic Philosophy Tube, among many, many more. Respect your party and forge your ultimate dream team. So in Baldur's Gate 3, you have the freedom to respect not only your chosen protagonist class, but also that of your playable companions and pre-authored origin characters. Whether you're looking to make a few adjustments to their existing build, you've got a burning desire to experiment with entirely new playstyles and class combinations, or you want to create an all-Badger supergroup. Okay, so this is good because, again, respecing, although I guess it's kind of more urgent for ARPGs, but I guess respecting would also be very important in an RPG. So I guess we'll see. Keep in mind that certain origin stories are closely intertwined with their characters' respective classes. If you're opting for a non-cleric Shadowheart or a wild without his warlock pack, this would undoubtedly influence your roleplay options in dialogues and the overall narrative for these characters, but their stories will instead be yours to create. Okay, so it seems that they're giving you the option to what? Uh, so does it mean that the origin stories of the stories in the game of the origin characters would be dependent on what class you make of them? Because that's so many permutations. That would be amazing to see. Launch day. So just how big is this game anyhow? What time should you expect the game to release? And where did I put my keys? The answers to most of these questions can be found below. Alright, so you can just use your eyes and check out what time applies to you. Baldur's Gate 3 will launch on August 3rd at 5 p.m. Gent time, or your non-Belgian time zone equivalent. Oh, as shown above, there will be no preloading of the game before then. Okay, preloading, so you can't download it before the third. All right. The full release of the game will weigh at approximately 122 gigabytes. That's pretty big. Please note that your early access save games will not be compatible at launch. However, so much has changed that it's really worth it to start afresh. Yeah, that also comes to no surprise. We've also been receiving questions from some of you who have already purchased the game about replacing your PC key with a Mac one. Purchases of Baldur's Gate 3 made through Steam and GOG actually come with both PC and Mac access, so you're all good. The Mac version is set to arrive after our PC launch. Cost save compatibility. Baldur's Gate 3, through virtue of their own account system, is cross save compatible at launch. All right, so they're saying that, from what I understand, they're saying that it's kind of built in. It, I mean, there's something in the game system or in the structure of the software that makes it intrinsically cross-save compatible. This will continue to be the case through September 6th PlayStation 5 launch, meaning that, for example, if you wanted to play on your PC or Steam Deck, you could continue to adventure. All right. So let's skip some of them. Will BG3 run on Steam Deck at launch? Yes, you can play Baldur's Gate 3 on your Steam Deck at launch, and it looks rad. All right, so that should take care of those who owns the Steam Deck. All right, so you guys can just read the specifics after that. So 4K system requirements and ultra-wide support. So Baldur's Gate 3 can be played in 4K and on ultra-wide monitors. Wow. But wouldn't that give an advantage in combat because you can see farther? Okay, so that's a question that comes to mind. We created the pipeline that meant that all cinematics in the game were created in a way that supports those of you with a penchant for excess. Let's have a look. So yeah, it looks good. So the purple bars in the images above show the 16:9 cutoff. The green bars show where the ultrawide begins to capture the full expanse of every elongated tentacle. Alright, so yeah, it shows here on the side that there's an extension that they have supported that ultrawide monitor. With a good CPU and a GeForce 3060, you can play at 1440p at 60 FPS. Oh, really? Okay. Native 4K will require double fill rate, so we've recommended use a top-end GeForce 4080. That's kind of steep though. And of course, with DLSS, you can reach 4K with lower requirements, thanks to the wizards at NVIDIA. Alright, I'm not sure if my card has DLSS, but anyway. Romance Alchemy, Finding Love in Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, okay. Everyone's kind of favorite topic. A wise French Canadian once said, I believe that the heart goes on. Was she referring to the love lives of the indie characters? The writer says, yes, until proven otherwise. So, Celine Dion, they're referring to Celine Dion. Editor's note, there is no evidence in the indie lore that suggests Celine Dion ever wrote her famous song in the bizarre allusion to the indie romance. So many of you have asked about your opinions in romance, as well as limitations you can set for yourself, and that we set for you. Throughout your journey, you'll forge genuine connections with those you venture with. These can flourish into relationships that add gravity to every decision you make in the game, and you're free to pursue them through deliberation, choice, and consequences. However, you are also able to back out of them at any moment, change your mind, or fall in love with someone else. Oh, just like in real life. Alright, so, okay, what's more, in some cases, you can even form polyamorous relationships. Alright, so they're really pushing the envelope in this area. To offer further clarity on exactly who can romance who in Baldur's Gate 3, we've laid out the latest romantic way, the least romantic way possible below. We've laid it out in the least romantic way possible. Alright, I'm not sure I understand that. A player origin can romance an NPC origin. A played origin, okay? An NPC origin cannot romance an NPC origin. Alright? A played origins cannot romance other player origins. I'm not sure I understand that. Our relationship system is designed to romance NPCs only. However, if you and your co-partner both kiss your monitors at the same time, the static shock you'll experience produces a heart-racing effect similar to be falling in love. Okay, I get it. So it seems that players can't fall in love with other players. So the system is designed primarily for NPC interactions. Untangling dialogue. Whose line is it? Many eagle-eyed chatterboxes have noticed that Baldur's Gate 3 allows you to look back at dialogue history while you're in conversation in case you'd forgotten what you said, which Happens many times in my experience. Understandable, you're tadpole or wanted to realign your train of thought. We're happy to confirm that yes, you didn't worry about forgetting what you've said, potentially exploding the entire world, ending up in jail, allying yourself in an actual murderous alien, thanks to the ability to look back at the conversation and get a sense of where you're at. It's a neat feature that pops in the community a lot, so I've decided to highlight it for those who haven't yet jumped in those doom scrollers. Okay, so I won't go through all of it because you already get the idea. It's basically a system for you to be able to see what you've said or the dialogues you've chosen, so as while you're in it, so you can make better decisions. So that's good. So okay. So whether it's based on race, class, or other proficiencies, it's important to remember that there are truly no wrong answers, but plenty of consequences in the long term. The story will be defined by your choices. So yeah, it's good for the world to really react to your choices, and I would expect nothing less from Larian because they've already done that before. And those consequences of your actions, you will always have choices to make. Trust the dice; it will always show you a good time. All right, 3 more days. So that's it for the news. So guys, it seems that it's a big thing that they're doing here. I mean, the Illithid system itself is massive. I think it's a great addition to the game. And all of the other stuff, I'm sure, are also uh, good things. I mean, you can see that there's tremendous effort even up to the last moment. So it's really exciting to check out this game at launch. But those are my thoughts. What are yours? Please put them in the comments below. And if you're still here, thank you for stopping by. And as always, see you guys in the next one.